Imagine finding a game so good it feels like a hidden treasure. So polished, so immersive, yet no one talks about it. You stumble onto it by chance, boot it up expecting nothing, and suddenly hours disappear. This isn't just any game. This is the best game you've never heard of. Divine Knockout. Divine Knockout, or DKO as it's called within the community, is a 3D platform fighter made by Redbeard Games in 2022, who was later acquired by Hi-Rez. Think Super Smash Bros. Meets Mythology, with gods as playable characters instead of Mario and Sonic. Each character has 8 different attacks in this game, with 4 regular ones and 4 abilities, along with talents and skills that you can equip outside of the battle to give your gods different boosts. The cast is made up of various gods, including Thor, Sun Wukong, Loki, and Zeus, among others. The game itself is played on various maps, as you can see in the gameplay in the background, and there are 1v1, 2v2, and 3v3 modes. Personally, I have sunk hundreds of hours into this game. I've played in tournaments, and I even cracked the top 50 on the leaderboard one time. Not that it means much given the small player base, but still, I put in the work. And regardless of its popularity or its size, DKO has been one of the most enjoyable games I've played in recent years. And here's why. At face value, the game sounds simple, but the devil, or the god in this case, is in the details. 3 things for me turn this game from being a run-of-the-mill fighter game to one of my absolute favorites in recent years. Firstly, it has a high skill floor, meaning it's easy to get into and enjoy at a low level. This mainly comes from the auto aim or aim lock that many characters have in their base attacks. A big reason for this auto aim slash aim lock on many base attacks is the 3D fighter. Since it is a 3D fighter, landing hits is naturally more challenging than in a 2D game like Brawlhalla or Super Smash Bros. This auto aim mechanic was controversial when the game was still being updated, but I think personally that it was a great choice and really made it easier for new players to get in the game. It didn't immediately punish them with steep mechanics where there's other games where you need to grind crazy combos before even queuing up for one match. DKO lets you jump in and start having fun right away. And that initial fun led to real skill over time. Also, it just made it easy for people to hop on for a game or two and just download it, even if they didn't really want to commit tons of hours to Divine Knockout. Second, most 3D fighters like Tekken or Pokken Tournament use health bars, but DKO goes for something unique, very similar to Smash Bros, which obviously is the most popular iteration of a platform fighter. It uses a percentage-based knockout system. The idea of ledge guarding, which again is popular in Super Smash Bros, is also here in DKO, but it's in a 3D space, so it gains a lot more complexity. So now I have a whole other dimension to pay attention to when watching when my opponent's recovering, or to use when I'm recovering myself onto the platform. This makes mind games a lot more entertaining and gives the game a much higher skill ceiling than it initially seems. And together with the next characteristic, I think that the percentage-based system really adds a lot to the gameplay and makes DKO a lot more special. Third, the gameplay feels so smooth. Something so absolutely crucial in fighting games is how it feels to play the game. And DKO, at least to me, felt like butter. Absolute butter. Each character having a rechargeable dodge, 2 jumps, and their own unique movement ability adds so much to the feeling of the game. As previously mentioned, it helps so much with the ledge guarding aspect of the game too, because it adds depth upon depth to this aspect. Since everyone has tons of movement options, the ability to play on the edge of the ledge is greatly enhanced, and anyone can play flying off the stage or flying back onto the stage, and it gives you so many options for gameplay. In conclusion, the controls, with all the options given to the player, feel so good to play. But for a game to be smooth, it not only has to have the controls to do so, but to look the part too. The animations for each character, although cartoony, are so well done that it feels almost realistic. The visuals for the attacks too, in addition to accurately representing the hitboxes, look natural for the characters and the movements they're making. But Divine Knockout didn't come without its weaknesses, as there was no real ranked mode or progression system outside of leveling up characters, which meant you had no real incentive to get on and play to get to a higher rank or unlock new rewards, outside of just having fun and hanging out with your friends. As a consequence, DKO heavily relied on its core gameplay mechanics, which weren't enough to keep it afloat. And this is where I get a little teary-eyed because, as you can tell, I really love this game. But on February 17th of 2025, after a year or so without any updates, the game officially shut down all of its servers, and you can no longer get on. Great games come in and out of popularity, but it hurts to see a star die out before it gets a chance to shine. Rest in peace, Divine Knockout. You will forever hold a special place in my heart.